Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world, the boxing capital of the world, and pretty soon I would say maybe senior capital of the world. A lot of seniors are here in Vegas, so it's growing very much, very fast in Vegas. And again, I have a repeated guest who has so much information to give you guys. But first of all, I want to just say that I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. You can see I'm ready with my little Santa Claus, my little tie for you guys. I did this for you guys, especially for today. Anyway, welcome to the show, Deanne Cameron. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good, good. Well, Deanne is the founder of the Southern Nevada chapter for the Aging Council, and I can tell you that most recently she was promoted to board of directors for a national share of 2022.
Yes,
We're very proud of you. That's very good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new year and us doing so many things for all of our seniors out there. Although we like to say older adults, Yeah. We've had a lot of seniors say, I don't like that word. So we're saying, active older adults.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, I went to some of your presentations that you made most recently with your book on the aging in place conversations, and I thought it was very, very informative. And everything you had to say to these people, it was so informative. They were listening so closely to everything you had to say. I was listening because I was learning a lot of what you were. I'm glad that they promoted you to the National Board of Directors of the Council because of 2023, because if anybody deserves it, it's you, because you give so much of your time and your efforts. And you're so talented, not only talented in the field of seniors, but you're also talented with the music, with your husband, Sites, who's one of the top performers here in Las Vegas. If you guys want to listen to good entertainers here in Vegas, sometimes you can see Sites and Deanne on the show. They do great, great talent. They're busy all week long. They had a location called Salute on Wednesday night here in Las Vegas. It's a Mexican cuisine location, beautiful, and the entertainment is unbelievable when you hear Sites, who reminds me a lot of Prince in a way. He says no, but I think yes. But here's a picture of both of them there at the when they're getting ready to perform. They do excellent work in the community. We're very proud of them. Well, today I'm going to play the role of an adult senior. Not going to say a senior citizen, an adult senior that some seniors don't like to be called, like you said before, seniors. They want to be called an adult.
Yes.
Anyway, but I'm going to play the role. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions that be informative to our viewers out there, because a lot of our viewers, sometimes they're lost, especially this time of the year. One of the things I want to say is that Christmas time is very, very special to me, because you have to you see the Christmas spirit. You go to the stores and you see everybody shopping, everybody buying their gifts. I mean, they got that spirit. They want to enjoy the holidays. There's so much going on in this country right now, which is not too good, but we got to deal with it, and hopefully things will turn out better in 2023. But so I'm going to play the role. I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm a senior this time of the year. I'm by myself at home. The holidays, I feel lonely, kind of depressed because nobody's calling me. My children are not calling me. I have nobody in the family. I'm by myself. My neighbor, I see them once in a while when they take out the garbage, but I hardly ever see anybody around there. What can I do to get some help?
Well, one of the first things I like to say is, that's one of the pillars of the National Aging in Place Council is pillar number 5. And we like to encourage that social interaction. So if you're not finding it with neighbors and family, and maybe the family doesn't live closely, there are places that you can go to and connect with other older adults. And one of those places, which is where you attended our book signing tour, is the YMCA. They have an active older adult program. And some people don't know about that program. And it's really great because they'll have meet and greets. They'll have things like what we did with the book signing and information on aging in place. They will have different types of movement. It doesn't mean that you have to get out there and do anything too heavy, but you can do it at whatever pace because they have so many offerings. There's also our City of Las Vegas senior centers, and those are great because we have people in our centers at the city who actually know of different organizations and resources along with myself to help you out. And it could be just that maybe If it's someone that's not getting out because of mobility concerns, then maybe they can look at getting a personal care agency that can come and help them with a few things, and at the same time give you company, especially at the holidays.
Okay, now, being that you're the director of a board of directors, and then you have this program throughout the country.
Yes.
So what we're saying today is talking to our viewers out there, giving information not only for those in Nevada,
Yes.
but for different states.
Yes.
So all states have their own programs, own agencies.
Yes, they do. And as far as I remember, most states do have the YMCA AOA programs. And all of your cities, you'll go through Parks and Recreation. That's probably the first department to go to in your area, and see if they do have, older adult programs. That would be the first thing. You can also look at, first of all, I have counterparts in all the different states. So later we'll give you my information, and you can just reach out to me and I'll make it easier. I'll connect you with someone in your area, and that'll make it a lot easier, because I know it's hard when you're digging through things and maybe you're not internet friendly yet.
Right.
So that's where I come in and help everybody so that I can find them someone in another state.
Right, because a lot of seniors out there, some of them that don't even know how to turn on a computer. Some don't even have one. So, I mean, sometimes that's why I put you on the show to talk to them, to our viewers out there, because I want them to understand that there is some hope out there for them. It's not, you're not by yourself. There's millions of people out there in your same situation, and have Deanne who can tell you exactly what to do and what not to do. Now, some of the what not to do during the holidays, well, you get a lot of scammers out there, and the seniors kind of vulnerable to these scams. What can you tell us about that?
So one of the things you can do, I know AARP has a lot of informational sessions all across the country, because they're national, that you can get onto sometimes by phone or internet if you do have access to a computer or even on your phone. And they'll talk about the different scams in the different areas. I know we have a group here, Senior Medicare Patrol, that's also in other areas, and they're very big on talking to people about scams, because we just came out of the Medicare season where they get to change their plan, and it always falls right at the holidays. The other thing is being very, very careful not to just pick up the phone for everyone. Now, I don't want you to hide and isolate and never pick up your phone, but make sure that you know whose phone numbers are which. And if it's not one that you recognize, I highly recommend just let it go to voicemail.
Yeah,
And that way you'll find out.
Right. Let it go to voicemail.
Yes.
It's that important to leave your
Yes.
voicemail, and you can call them back.
Exactly.
Yeah, is there any programs in the country for individuals that don't have telephone? They advertise something on television, and I don't know sometimes if it's a scam or not. They advertise, but they give you these free phones. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so when it comes to the free phones, what I like to do is go through the state. So if I'm helping someone out of state, I will find out through their state who is approved or who they would recommend or who they would send it to. Mm-hmm. Because what happens with those free phones, and it's always hard to see the disclaimers, they go so fast, you do have to have qualifications for those in most cases. So it's getting the help to understand what that is. Sometimes it can be an income qualification, an age qualification, and so you want to know what those are. And, once again, I do have counterparts all over the country and other agencies I work with here that can help so that we can find that information for someone. That way they're not having to do the digging.
Yeah, because sometimes when they call you, they tell you, okay, this is all free, but then we also have this other program that would only cost for so much. What they're trying to put out there is free, but really there's something else behind it. There's a catch to everything. And that's where these scams come about. They get you information, and sometimes it's not really, some of them are not a scam, it's just a gimmick, a way that they use to get you, they corner you so you can give in to them and give them what they were looking for. So they're extra points for them to say, wow, I got a sale today. And that's what goes on so much every day. But the seniors, so much of it, they fall for all this garbage that's out there.
And, Joe, the reason why is because when you think about it, you and I both know I'm entry level, older adult.
Yeah.
And you're aging like fine wine. And we know because we see this all the time, right? So one of the things that happens is we come from a place and a mindset of our era. And our era says inherently these scams aren't there. We didn't deal with a lot of this then.
Yeah.
So their mindset is such that it's hard to comprehend just what's going on out there. And you don't really know because you don't want to surround yourself with the negatives all the time.
Right.
Otherwise, you'll isolate yourself. So really, it's about understanding the times that we're in, not taking them in so deeply, though, that it gets you depressed, like what you mentioned earlier, but just knowing that there are places and people that you can go to that if you're questioning, if you find yourself questioning something when it's coming in front of you, that's your first red flag. Yeah. That's saying, I'm not sure.
You got to go with your gut feeling sometimes.
Yes.
You feel like something's not right. If it's not right, most likely it's not right. But, they try to get over on you, like you say, with all this modern day technology and marketing. They got all these angles all figured out just to get you trapped in what they're looking for. And I tell you guys out there, keep your guards up at all time, like I tell in boxing when I was as a referee. Killer fighters, keep your guards up at all time, because you never know. If you don't keep your guards up, you're going to get hit. If you get hit, you're going to get knocked down. And that's what happens to the seniors. I know some seniors that have gotten taken for, like, they tell them, listen, your energy bill is overdue, and to save from being cut off today, you got to pay X amount of dollars today. And they pay right away. Then they find out it was not overlooked. It was something. It was a scam, and they got these guys for their money, $500. A friend of mine got stuck for $500 because he believed what they were telling him.
Yeah.
You can't give your social security number, your driver's license, your address, anything that they ask you. Don't fall for it, because they're trying to trap you in a corner to scam you as much as they can. During the holidays, especially during the holidays. Okay, now you see people out I'll go shopping a lot. I like to see. Sometimes you see people out there. You see some folks out there that are just barely making it. You can see some people that I feel like it's Christmas time. Maybe help out a little bit in the community with some of the seniors. Maybe I like to see you viewers out there to get involved. Maybe pick a friend, a neighbor, or somebody you think can use a little bit of help, either with a gift card or some food, something to pick up the spirit, because there's not enough without going out there. Some people don't have the heart. You got to have the heart to love people, care for them, and give them money. Always pay it forward. That's how I believe. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's beautiful that you say that, because if more people would do that and pay attention to the fact that we do have older adults that need the assistance, they need the attention, because guess what, everybody? We're going to be that one day.
One day.
And if we're not, then we didn't get the blessing to grow older.
That's right.
So it's a blessing, and you want that karma, right? I always call it get that good karma by doing exactly what Joe said. And what I love is when I see generations coming together. So my heart, as well as my liaison at the city, we would love to see put some older adults with some of the younger generation, because the younger generation can pick up an electronic and figure it all out in no time. So we would love to see more of them step up to be able to help our older adults. And I saw you do that. I saw a video of you doing that and some pictures right outside of our very last book signing that we did at the Heinrich YMCA. And I was in a meeting, on my board meeting, so I did not know that you were out there showing them how to do some jabs. That was amazing. I couldn't believe it. It was just wonderful. I was like, oh my gosh, see, that's what my heart is to see more of that. And that's why I absolutely love Joe and wanted him on these book signings, because he's this beautiful example of what I feel people should be doing.
Well, I think that we need a lot of that today, more of a caring, a hug once in a while doesn't hurt. I think hugs are very special. I don't know how you feel about being hugged, but when you get hugged out there, you feel that warmth, the kindness from people. Something we all need, a little hug once in a while. I'm going to come out with a brand shirt that says, hug me. All I want is a hug, that's all.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
There you go.
Because that's going to be my next business. All I want is a hug.
I love it. And then we can get some donations.
There you go.
And we can put them on all the older adults that need them, right? There we go.
That's it.
Got to market it somehow so we can get it done.
I went to a senior group yesterday at a rehab, and I went there just to visit because they were having a Christmas party, and at the Pam Rehab, and my friend said, Joe, come on over. They're gonna have a little party. Why don't you stop in for a little while? So I stopped in for a little while, and it was so nice, see some of the technicians that worked with me when I was on the rehab after my COVID. I was in there, and I went there for a whole year. twice a week, and it was so nice to see all these seniors out there, dancing a little bit. Some of them were sitting down. There was a lady sitting down in the corner, and I walked over to her, and I said, "Ma'am, you remind me a lot of my mother." She looked so much like my mother, and it was so nice. Anyway, what else can you tell us about seniors, doing things to keep themselves? How about volunteer work?
Yes, that's so important. So volunteer work is what it does for you is pretty amazing. First of all, it keeps the cobwebs out the mind. That's the first thing I like, right? It keeps you busy.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you make friends when you volunteer. And that's another nice thing. And the friends that you make, obviously they're volunteering as well. So because they have a volunteer's heart, they're usually some of your more genuine friends. That's what I find happens. And I also love what it does for your community. So there's so many things that are rewarding to volunteering. In fact, every position you hear us talking about that I'm in today is all volunteer. Everything I do on my aging in place advocacy is volunteer because it's my heart. I saw a need and decided I had to fill it. We were entertaining in a lot of these places, and by the way, we were asked to do last night's event there at Pam, but unfortunately we were already booked. So we would have been there too. We would have been doing that thing together again. But yeah, volunteering is something that I think is big for everyone of all ages.
Yeah. I tell you this, so the community needs more volunteers out there, but you have to be careful. The other day I was walking in front of one of the supermarkets in town, and there was a lady out there ringing the bell, for collection, and it was freezing out there. She was just sitting there, and I said, she had a hood, but the hood was down. And I walked up and I said, "Ma'am, ain't you cold out here?" I said, "Why don't you bring that hood up?" I brought the hood up for her. She said, No, I'm okay. I said, "It's only 3 o'clock. How long you got to be here?" She said, "Until 6 o'clock." I said, "Man, 3 more hours." Poor thing. Why? Can you get one side for a little while or something? She said, "No, I'll be okay." I seen it sitting out there in that cold weather like that. But I wanted to put the hood up on her because I just felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
But that's a way they get out and do something instead of just stay sitting home and doing nothing.
Yeah, that's a good servant's heart to do it out in the cold too. Really.
I went the other day to Indiana to watch my grandson play, and it was 19 degrees. He plays with Purdue University, and as a matter of fact, he's playing January 2nd against. They call it the Citric Bowl, I think it is. Citric Bowl football college.
Yeah.
They're playing in Orlando, Florida, January 2nd. So we're very proud of him. Bryce Hampton, number 0 for Purdue, and. But I tell you, I went to see that game. It was 19 degrees out there. I wasn't going to go out there because it was freezing. And I said to myself, I'm not going to go out there. But then I said, I have to. If my grandson is out there, take it up for 3 hours out. I got to sit up there. I sat up there. I was I felt like I was an ice cube. I was freezing for 3 hours up there. But anyway, it was fun watching them play. Yeah. But the seniors sometimes, they live in a home sometimes where you hear that they don't have electricity, the light go out, or there's a storm, and there's freezing weather. What advice can you give to our seniors to keep themselves in case of an emergency, that they either have no light or no electricity, no heat? How about food?
We have a lot of great resources for food here in our area, and we have a lot of wonderful agencies. I know there's Helping Hands of Vegas Valley, there's Project One, or the One Project, and there's so many of them out there. So once again, if you're in a different area or even in this area, find the people who are advocating for the seniors in the agencies, or even call your city and see if they have a senior program, because they'll know about the resources. So that way you don't have to live that way. There are resources, and the biggest thing that I get with all the calls is a lot of people have a lot of pride. You don't want to call for those services. You don't want to say, I don't have the money to be able to pay the roof over my head, my prescriptions, and my food. So something's got to go. And that, to me, is, those are the basic necessities.
Yeah.
And so you should not feel that way. So if you're listening to this, please understand that that's just your mind playing tricks on you. I work with the mind all the time. You should absolutely have the basic necessities. And if you do not, there are resources in your area, including here, that can be found. And you just have to make the calls and also be patient, because you're not the only one. You have a lot of company. There's a lot of older adults going through this right now because of the times we're in. So don't feel like you've done anything to make this happen. Things happen, you know. I always tease and say, you know, crap happens.
Yeah, but when you have children sometimes, they don't call their parents. They no communication. With cousins, uncles, aunts, there's no communication. These days, they're like either too busy or too damn lazy to call your loved ones. And that's something that I think to myself, you know, why? I mean, if you live someplace and you have a neighbor that you know that neighbor is a senior citizen, the person you see they're by themselves, go once in a while, knock on the door or give them a call, see how they're doing. If they need anything, can you go, when you go shopping, can I pick up something for you? Because you know they can't get out that often. But there's not enough of that out there. I don't know with the heart, with these people, they have no heart. I don't understand it.
Well, you know, Joe, part of it is because the times that we're in, not that I like to keep saying that, but it's like we're telling older adults on one hand, you know, to be careful. And so unless they've gotten to know that neighbor in a certain way or they know that neighbor's doing certain things, it makes it difficult on them because they're not sure who they should trust and who they shouldn't. And I know that's become part of the issue. And you're right about the family, and it hurts my heart. The phone calls that I get from family who do not live in town, and they, unfortunately, for whatever reason, can't get out here, or some of them just don't. They just don't want to deal with it. And so they make one phone call hoping somebody will do all of it. But one of the biggest challenges with getting resources is because, you know, of identity purposes, we can't necessarily fill out the application, make the call, do the things that need to be done because they have to be identified. Right. Otherwise, that's where scams can come in. Right. And that's where some of the challenges arises is people feel so defeated in their mind that even making that phone call and having to give your information or apply for it feels painful. And all I can say to that is if it's going to get you over the hump and get you what you need, just get that out of your mind. Once again, it's just your mind playing tricks on you. You have to take certain steps in life to get what you deserve and what you want and what you desire.
Yeah, there's a lot of fear that goes out there. You put out the news and you see all these young kids go out there. It was yesterday, a lady was walking, old lady in her, I think she was 78, 79, and she was walking with her dog, and some guy came up to her with a gun and trying to, you know, to take her pocketbook or whatever. I don't understand. So, you know, seniors are afraid to get out there. I say, get yourself a taser. Keep a taser in your pocket. You know, something to scare the people away with a taser. But, I mean, they have these little tasers. They sell them over the counter. You can buy them. You just pull it out, or walk with it in your hand and scare the people away from you because, I mean, there's so much abuse going out there with seniors. You know, there's a lot of mental abuse with seniors as well. I mean, some neighbors, they just pick on these young folks. There's no respect out there. They don't respect your elders, and then they see them, they tell them things, they cuss at them for no reason at all. You know, they get mentally abused. It's like when you were in school, you get they were always like being bullied and whatnot. They do bullying for seniors too as well. And there's a lot of that going on. And you say, so what can we do? You call the police. What's the police going to do? Yeah, he's cussing at me. What? But they're going to do nothing. You know.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because for us, elder abuse, especially because of our demographics having so many older adults here, it is happening all the time. I had my own personal experience with it, and people shut me down after I exposed it, and that's going to happen, and you can't let that bother you. The biggest thing with our state, first of all, if you suspect that somebody is being abused, I don't care what age, please, please, please call Adult Protective Services. Good. And that should be in every area. They may call it something different, but there is a protective services. Now, with Adult Protective Services here locally in our state, what happens is if there's something that has been, you know, called in and they're looking into it, if the person that's being in that abuse situation, the actual victim, if you will, I don't like that word, but that's what it is, then unfortunately, if they don't speak up, there's nothing they can do. So I really want people who, you know they're being treated in a way that they should not be treated in to speak up. Don't be afraid because there are resources that will protect you. Don't think and have that kind of fear. Yeah, and that's a big problem. So I'm so glad you brought that up and asked that.
You know, me, you guys know me as a professional fighter that I was. more known as a referee, but those didn't know I was a professional fighter when I turned 18. So I fought for you. They think I'm a mean guy, but you know what? I'm not really mean. I'm the kind. I love people out there, but I'll kick some ass if you pick up my seniors out there. I'll kick some ass, that's for sure.
No, that's what my husband always says. Don't mess with DN seniors, you know.
Husband, your husband once in a while will pop into the screen and just pop in like, hey, come on, like, kick it, come on back in here. Come on back here, buddy. You pop yourself in here to let people can see you. I mean, he's a great entertainer. He's here in Vegas. He didn't want to be on the show with us today, but I said, I'll get you out here for sure. I'll get you out of here. You're not a major stand-up, man.
I know, right?
People don't think you're a midget, man.
All right, so now you can't see me, but I'm good. I'm good.
We have a lot of fun together.
I'm just here to support my wife for all that she does for the city and seniors. So, plus we love you too, Joe.
Yes.
For me, yo, bro. What do you want, mate?
Yeah, and for any of you watching, you better understand Joe can really do what he said.
Oh yeah.
If the right one will get you it, the left one will.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Rick has a video of him showing the kid.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's just amazing.
You have
He's
any
a legend.
Yeah. You have any pictures you want to show to our audience of that you have on file? Anything that we done recently?
I think there you go. Look at that. And I didn't get to see it till after because I was on my board meeting.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
you were right outside that meeting doing that thing you do, and you didn't even know.
That was at the YMCA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't even know that you were literally doing what this is my vision. This is my vision, is to have more
And
of
look
this.
at that smile.
And there's Tara, the executive director of our National Aging in Place Council, who actually has been doing pretty much the work of 3 people. And she is the most amazing woman, and she has come out, and we did 8 book signings, of which you were a big part of, and they were so successful. There's you speaking and telling your aging in place journey and a little bit about your COVID experience and when you were in PAM rehab. Shout out to Sam. Sam Billig, she's amazing. And there's our book, Aging in Place Conversations, that can be found on Amazon. We got a Mom's Choice Award already, and it just came out September 29th. And we are number 9 in our category out of the top 10 on Amazon. And I've been getting such great feedback from the book signing tour that we did and that we had you involved in. And it was such a great surprise to be able to bring you. So I'm going to put you on the spot and say you're going to be my spokesperson now, right?
Hey, you got that 100%. I'm always there to pay it forward, keep on doing what I'm doing best, which is helping people out there.
Yeah, it's truly amazing when I run across people who have the mindset that Joe does after some of the experiences he had, with the COVID. And obviously, as you're aging, it becomes a little different when you're 5 months in.
No.
So I see how polite he is. Look at him.
We're going to share this.
Yeah, this is the fun we have.
It's your show.
Anyway, I wanted to get him on there to say hello to you guys. How other half?
Yeah.
He's a great guy, great entertainer here in Vegas. Sites.
Yes.
Thanks for being here. Happy holidays to you always.
Thank you, Brother Jack.
Yeah, this is what this show is all about. It's about love and caring.
Yes.
And pretty soon I'm going to come up with a new show. It's going to be called The Happy Hour. The Happy Hour Show with Joe Cortez and Susan Love. And it's going to be a show about showing people the happiness, not only the sad part of life, but the happy side. Keep you guys out there going. So hopefully in January you'll start seeing the show, The Happy Hour Show with Joe Cortez. And the co-host is going to be Susan Love. And hopefully we'll get that to be something special. We're talking about it, and hopefully we can start doing it sometime in January, and we'll see what happens. But that's what my future plans with the Joe Cortez Show, having Deanne and Sites on the show on a regular basis. Talking about seniors is so important to me because I feel like I'm getting there myself, I'm still a little young dude, but I feel I know I'm getting up there where people say, Joe, you're an adult now. You're really an adult, an older adult. I said, I still feel young, mentally and physically. I feel great. I want to keep going that way, but I want you viewers out there, you seniors, to keep on paying it forward, get involved in the community, do things, always pay up, but don't be a sucker for people to try to take advantage of your kindness. Always be kind, but keeping your guards up at the same time. Give it all you have. All the love and attention you can to people out there. Try to keep your relationship with your family going. You got friends that don't call you. I call everybody. I just look at my phone, my contact list, and I start calling different people. Every day I call 2 or 3 people I haven't called in a while, making sure that at least I call them at least once a year, twice a month, 3 times a month. I call everybody. They say, Joe, man, you don't get tired of calling people? I say, no, I don't. Anyway, Deanne, thank you so much for being on the show today.
you.
Thank you for getting all the information for our viewers out there.
Yes.
A little Christmas wish to them.
Yes. First of all, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all those. However you celebrate it, just celebrate it with all your heart. Tomorrow's not promised. And also just want to let everybody know you can reach us at ageandplace.org. And my chapter's underneath there. And I am Deanna O'Rear-Cameron, so you can also look up my website. And my phone is 702-848-7373. I have a master class coming up on mindset at the end of the month. So if you want more information on that, the information's on the screen, because I want to make sure that everybody is mindful this holiday season and also going into the new year.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy it all.
Yes.
Enjoy it. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Sissy crocodile. Have a good time.
I'll just see you next week, guys.
Bye.